What's up, everybody? One Fun Guy podcast in the studio going live. I was just on Dax, and I know I'm not supposed to say it, but I really don't care. She is awesome, guys. If you do FYPs to boost your number, follow Dak. I'm going to pin her on my post tomorrow. She is awesome. She has a great group. Amanda's another one that had a number. Follow Dak. I'm going to pin her on my post tomorrow. She is awesome. She has a great group. Amanda's another one that has a show. That is Put It Out on Red. She has a YouTube channel, a Facebook. So Roberta's awesome. She's Roberta the Tool Lady. So I did a podcast with her. So it's been a fun night, guys. I'm tired, but it's been exciting. So I just wanted to come live and just say hi to everybody, kind of maybe just hang out for a little bit and see what everybody else is up to. I do have a busy day tomorrow, and I say that every time, right? Like I always got stuff to do, but tomorrow's going to be extremely busy for me. So I'm really going to do my best to get everything done and finalized tomorrow. And then unfortunately I work all weekend. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you won't see me until Sunday night again. So I have a long week, but it is what it is. So I'm doing the best I can with that. But like I said, guys, I will link the podcast that I did tonight on my TikTok. When I'm done with this, I'll just drop the Facebook link so you guys could see it. She linked it to YouTube, but I can't find it for whatever reason. It's like not in my thing. It's not popping up. But I'll look for it tonight and see what's going on and kind of go from there. But I hope everyone's having a good night. I know Sylvia's on. We'll see what's happening and kind of go from there. I do, like I said, have a super busy day tomorrow, and I didn't want one, but it ended up turning out that I have a ton of stuff I have to do. I have two meetings. I have to get some stuff at the store, just things I didn't want to do, but it is what it is. So with that being said, though, tonight was a great night. I worked all day, so I had 12 and a half hours in at work. I came home, I changed, I did the podcast, so now I'm just kind of hanging out with you guys, getting ready for her 50th. That's awesome, right? So birthdays are great, right? Especially with kids, like that's, it's their day, right? It's cool, when you're a kid. When you get older, birthdays are just kind of, they come and go, but, as a kid, it's the one day where they feel special, like it's their day. So, kudos to you for being a good mom and, doing that for yourself. That's awesome. I'm sure she'll appreciate it. Anything you do for them, they always do. So, Willie, what's up? If you're on, say hi. If you want to share the show, you're more than welcome to do that. I'm not looking for anything, guys, tonight. I'm just hanging out with my friends. I'm not going to battle. I'm not going to go live with anybody else unless they pop in and they want to. But unless I know them specifically or there's a reason that they want to, I'm just hanging out by myself tonight, guys. It's just going to be me flying solo. I'm kind of promoting Roberta's podcast. She was a guest on mine. She was a great guest. So I returned the favor and did her podcast. So I was excited about that. So I'm just trying to help a friend out. She's trying to grow her podcast just like I'm trying to grow mine. It's all about the numbers, guys, what algorithms work and what people put out into the world. So the more you go live, the more substance you have, the more shorts you do, the more lives you do, the more, it builds up your algorithm here on YouTube, on Facebook, the whole nine. So, the last thing I wanted to do after a long day was, go live after I just did a podcast, but the algorithm says I have to do it, right? So I always say, just put in the work and just kind of keep trucking. And, I've met some amazing people on here. I've made some great friends, and I do it for you guys, right? So, you guys enjoy watching me, I hope. Hopefully I can just, put some stuff out into the world. So tonight, that's it. Roberta, I was just on with Dak. I was doing her FYP page. She's awesome. I'm not a big, proponent of, keeping things to myself and not sharing everything out, guys. If you want your numbers to grow, my focus is 5K, and I'm doing 5K for all the selfish reasons, right? Like TikTok shop. I could care less about selling stuff on TikTok, but there's cool stuff that I want to try out for myself, right? All the electronics, all the sunglasses and things like that, right? Like I was actually on the TikTok shop the other day and I came across these like gym shoes, and they're like the knockoff, Adidas light racers, and some of them look like the Yeezys and stuff like that. I mean, kudos if you have $1,000 to spend on a pair of gym shoes. You're doing something incredibly well for yourself. That's awesome. I don't have that luxury. So, one day maybe I will. I would love to try the finer things in life. But it's one of those things, right? Like if I had money, I don't know if I'd drop $1,000 on a pair of gym shoes. Maybe $150, $200, sure. Maybe a couple hundred on a pair of Jordans, something like that. But I don't think I'd spend $1,000 for like Yeezys, right? They're not that cool looking. If I was going to spend $1,000, I'd be on something a lot more exciting than that. And I know rich people have money to blow, so they're like, no big deal. It's just like any other shoe, I guess. I mean, I'm not knocking it, right? If you have money to blow on stuff like that, you're doing incredibly well for yourself. So that's Kiki, what's up? So you're doing, stuff, right? So, I'm not knocking you. If you have that kind of money to spend on shoes, you're doing much better off than I am. So kudos to you. Awesome. Buy what you want. It's just not my thing, right? So I like gym shoes. I'm a sneakerhead just like the rest of everybody else. But I would definitely rather buy a pair of Jordans or a pair of, Nike Airs or Air Force Ones, get them customized, get them made for me. If I'm going to drop $500 on a pair of shoes, it's going to be my pair. So that's the way I look at it, right? So, it is what it is. I like I said, I'm not knocking people who can, do that. That's awesome. If they are more than capable of doing that, I think personally, I think my fetish would be watches. That would be my downfall, right? I would buy a Rolex. I would buy an AP. I would buy a Jacob. I would probably spend a lot of money on watches. That would be, I think, that would be the one thing that I would get. That would be like, okay, I have a serious addiction to that. I think yeah, right. So again, I'm happy with my life. I do have a good job. I do have a good home, and I do have a great family, and I am grateful for everything that I have. But if I did have excess money to spend, I think the one thing for me would be watches, would be like the one thing that I would kind of like hone in on. As much as I used to love cars, I don't know if I'd want to spend $500,000 on a Ferrari, right? Like that's just not me. I'd probably buy a nice pickup truck. I'm not gonna lie. That would probably be like, maybe like that Shelby Baja would be kind of cool. That thing's like 150 grand. Maybe like a Ram TRX. Those things are pretty awesome. They're about 115, 120. But I don't know. Like the sports car thing just doesn't excite me anymore. When I was younger, I would have loved to have a Lambo or a Ferrari. And now, I don't know, like things have just changed in my life. Like I'm not, it's not me anymore. Like I said, I think watches would be my downfall. Expensive clothing doesn't really do anything for me, right? So, Bella, what's up? So like things like that just don't excite me anymore, right? Like, and I'm not saying it's not me. I just don't know. I would just find it, having hard pressed. And I always joke around, right? If you won a lottery and a big one, right? Like say you won a $300,000, or a $300 million lottery, right? And you're gonna walk away with 250 or 220 of that money, right? And you have $200 million at your disposal, right? Which puts you in the same category as actors and actresses, right? They've accumulated wealth of 250 to 300 to 350, $400,000, right? So obviously the smart thing is to invest. People are going to say, "Oh, I'm going to, put money aside. I'm going to put, stocks, bonds, whatever." We're always going to do that. But when you have that kind of money to buy things that most people wouldn't afford to buy, that's what I daydream of, right? Like, what would I buy? Would I buy a $40 million house? No, I wouldn't. That's just me personally. But would I buy a $2 or $3 million house? Absolutely. I just think there's certain things of excess, and then there's things of like excess. And again, I understand that if you have money, the government's going to take it. So if you buy the things that are assets to you, you won't lose money on that. So I get buying a $40, $50 million home. I understand it. That's why celebrities have 9 or 10 houses, because it's liquid assets in them. If they need money, they sell one. So I get it. I'm not, saying that's just for me. I don't know. It's just something that I wouldn't do. But I'd buy a nice house. But I wouldn't buy, a mega mansion, right? Like I wouldn't go to Beverly Hills and drop $60 million on a house. That's just me. But Would I buy a brand new house that's nice and big? And yes, absolutely. And you could do that fairly easy, right? You could have a couple, $1 million and tied up to a house that's nice. Like I said, I think a truck would be just okay. Again, maybe a muscle car, right? That would be kind of cool. Like maybe like a 67 Camaro, or something like a 71, a Dodge, a Charger or something like that. Like that would be cool. But I don't think I'd buy 20 cars. It's just not. I would have one for fun, one for daily driving, and one that just kind of flexes. And that probably would be like a G-Wagon, right? I think I'd do something like that. But I wouldn't buy, I wouldn't, and I wouldn't have things like that. I would love to take care of other people, right? Like give to all my friends and family, give to make other people's lives richer, right? Like I would, if I won that kind, I think I would take everybody on the journey with me, right? It'd be just cool to have your friends and family around, and just be able to give them enough that they can retire on, and let they would have everything that they'd ever want through me. So I would do that. Like that would be my big thing, right? Spoil everybody else. But like I said, my downfall personally, I know, would be watches. That would be the big thing. I'd probably have maybe 15 or 20 luxury watches, and they would probably run me $1 million in watches, right? A Rolex is a decent one is between 15 and 30 grand, depending on, you buy the President, you buy the bigger ones, the white gold and the platinums, and, you're talking 80, 90, $100,000 for a watch. AP is the same way. You're talking 75, $80,000 for a watch. Is something flying around back there? Or is that just the camera or dust? Thought something was flying around by the light. Anyways, that's just me. I would spend the majority of my heavy money on watches, but again, I wouldn't go crazy. But I mean, you could find, Jacob and Company, right? He makes watches that are $1 million a piece. I wouldn't buy that, but I'd buy a nice, a few dozen luxury watches. So is it dust? I don't know. It's just weird. But so yeah, that's just kind of just going off tangent. I don't even know where I was going with that, but yeah, that's just kind of it. So, the this all stemmed from the TikTok shop of shoes, right? So yeah, I just saw some cool things on the TikTok shop. So once I hit 5K, my goal is to do it, like I said, for selfish reasons, and test out the sunglasses, test out the earpods, and all the gadgets and stuff like that, the iPhone cases and stuff that they have to sell. So that's what I would do it for. It's personal interest, not that I'm going to sell you guys anything. It's not me. I'll sell myself, right? Join my podcast, sign up for my YouTube channel, subscribe, find me on Facebook, find me on Instagram, find me on here on TikTok. I'll sell myself, right? Get on my show, be on my podcast. That'd be cool. But I'm not here to sell anybody anything. It's more for personal gain, right? Get all the cool stuff that they offer you. So, but yeah, other than that, I'm just kind of hanging out tonight, guys. Like I said, I think what I'll do is I'll download this video over to YouTube just to get my algorithm up there. If you like what you see, guys, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm One Fun Guy Podcast over there. I'll post all my lives and stuff on my YouTube. I like doing that anyways, just to get the algorithm up. I am gonna definitely post the link to the podcast on my TikTok channel, so you guys can either see that tonight or tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that now, but I am going to definitely try to do that, just to get on the algorithm and stuff like that. Like I said, Roberta was a great guest on my podcast, so I returned the favor for her tonight. And I was a guest on her podcast. It's Put It All on Red. I am going to link the post to that in my TikTok. Hopefully it works, and go from there. Hold on, guys. I'm just doing that real quick. So yeah, so other than that, guys, I hope you guys are all having a great night. I am going to post this video on YouTube, so you'll see it up there probably either tonight or tomorrow, depending on, you know, when I'm able to get that done. I'm just kind of hanging out with you guys tonight. That's why I didn't put anybody else on. So I'm just kind of doing my own thing tonight. I'm in the studio, guys. I'm just hanging out. So I'm just trying to make the most of the night and the best of it. I am kind of tired. I am going to get off in a little bit. I'll hang out for a few more minutes. But it's been a long day for me, guys. I did work. I did do a podcast, and now I'm live. So I am tired, and I do have a busy day tomorrow. Unfortunately, it's one of those things where I have to get up early. So I think what I'm going to do is wrap it up tonight. I am One Fun Guy Podcast. You can find me on all the platforms. I am going to post a link to my show that I was on tonight. I was a guest on Roberta's show. I'll put it all on red. So I will link that up in my description here. I'm going to try and find that video posted on my YouTube, and I'm also going to try and link this video up to my YouTube. So you'll see me around. I'll be around tomorrow. I will go live tomorrow night. Not for super long because I do have to work on Thursday. So with that being said, have a good night, guys. I'm One Fun Guy Podcast. Find me on all the platforms. You know what to do. Follow, like, subscribe, the whole nine, and go from there. So if you are on, thank you for being on. I can't thank you guys enough for all the love and support. And I will see you guys tomorrow. So have a great night, and catch me on the flip side tomorrow. And all my stuff will be posted on YouTube. One Fun Guy Podcast. See you there. Bye, everybody.